All right, so we've got part 2 of his fish room. It was so big I had to break it into parts because I'm thinking maybe 45 minutes, something like that, is a good, time to be watching. So, here we go, second half. Wait, what are these? Are these Dubai catfish?
Yeah, they're Dubai cats.
Did you breed those, or?
I didn't breed
Okay,
them.
so this came in small.
Yeah, I do want to try to breed them sometime. I had some bigger ones, but I had a mishap and.
I got like 1 or 2 in my store. I just need to ship you because no one's ever gonna buy just 1 or 2, and so I should just ship you these ones. And they're already like that
totally
big.
Buy them from you. I love how your store's set up with your quarantine tanks and everything.
They've probably been in my store at this point for like 9 months to a year. So it's like I'll just ship them out and be like, here you go, do something with them. Like,
oh, that would be awesome.
Because I think I literally have 2, and 2 is like useless to anyone almost. Like well. 2 adults especially, so.
And the thing with the Dubai cats, I think they have to be a certain age before you can even breed them too.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked into it really, so. Yeah.
And
I do like
got
that
them
fish.
in hard water too.
Yeah.
And that's what most of these tanks are, hard water tanks.
Interesting.
And then here's the new rack I got set up. Couple 4Es, a new fire red line, which that's where I pulled the winning shrimp from.
Yeah, so you're probably not watching this video with the other video, but he took second place in 2 different categories, right?
Yeah, the two Neocaridina categories they had.
And so there was a lot of competition, and so US wide, if you're wavering on shrimp at all, he took second in 2 categories. One was like the fire red shrimp line. So like if you're looking for really good reds, clearly they're here, And then there's the other form. What was the other competition or other form?
It was other color variants.
Oh, best other color variants?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which my some special shrimp I pulled from my black rose line won that.
Okay, and then so I've got questions here. So obviously I've seen these tanks are set up differently. Explain the logic behind the rock piles, maybe?
That's for a nursery. What shrimp do, they kind of colonize like ants.
Oh.
And I never knew this until I kept them in my 180 gallon.
Okay.
And when it leaked out, that's when I learned that they actually colonize like ants. Because I was pulling the rocks out, and underneath, the shrimp have actually dug tunnels out.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was just like picking up a log that ants had dug tunnels and stuff.
And how long had that 180 been set up for?
Probably 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was well established. Had huge rainbow fish in there, lace cats like that. And
wow.
There was probably 1,000 orange shrimp still living in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was quite the ecosystem.
So I'll be interested to check back in and see if this kind of recreation of it is like, oh yeah, I totally accomplished that again,
Right. Well, see, that's why a lot of people keep moss. And the thing is, if you have moss in your tank and you do water changes and it rolls over, they won't breed as well. But if you keep your moss from rolling over and keep it in one spot, they'll actually create a nursery established because they know that spot's not going to move. So they know it's a safe spot.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense when you say it, but you sounded crazy till about the second you said that, and then I was like, that completely makes sense.
Yeah, I tend to sound crazy sometimes.
Well, that's you follow the crazy.
But you got to be a little bit crazy to.
You got to try
learn
stuff
things.
out. Yeah,
that's how you learn.
That's real interesting. I mean, I think that was a real secret there of at least the way you're doing the shrimp, and clearly you're winning and you're doing well. So yeah.
Usually I don't share that a lot.
That's a nugget there. So if you watched 48 minutes in, 48 minutes in, you're catching a nugget there.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And here I don't have anything quite yet. I'm gonna put some black rose in there eventually.
And then is that same, just kind of another?
And then up here are some rare shrimp. Now that's a chocolate Riley.
Okay.
Which is super rare. That's the only one I've ever seen in this world. And I follow a lot of groups, even Chinese shrimp groups and stuff like that, just to see what they're doing overseas. There's some purple blue Rileys in here somewhere as well. Not really seeing them though.
Maybe they've dug down.
Yeah, they probably are. I'm hoping.
Oh yeah, there's more Daphne in here.
Oh yeah. Because I pulled them out of that mixed tank that you saw earlier with all that Daphnia. I actually tried to single out the shrimp and keep the Daphnia from getting in here, but
yeah,
it still got in here. But it doesn't hurt anything.
Right. And then what kind of like sand is this?
This is Carib Sea. They're white sand.
Okay. Yeah. So any reason you chose that instead of like Eco Complete for this tank?
The main reason I chose this was for the color contrast of the shrimp. Like Blue Dreams look better on sand opposed to black substrate, and vice versa. The fire reds look better on black substrate. And the thing about fire reds and cherries, if you do keep them on a clear substrate, they will try to blend into the substrate.
So they lighten up then?
Yeah, they will actually lighten up and try to blend into their substrate. So if you have that dark, it doesn't really give them anything to blend into, and so they just go bold with color.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. Yeah. All right. Well, let's move back out. There's 2 more rooms to do.
You can't tell, I'm a rock hound too.
Nice.
I used to work construction and go through. Oh, there's a blue red right down there.
Let's see, where am I looking?
Or blue purple. Or is that the same one?
I think it's the same one.
Okay.
Yeah.
This may have been the way the light was hitting it.
Sure. All right.
I could have found one of those. Those are neat.
There's Bob hiding.
Hmm?
Oh, I just said there's Bob hiding. Now we got what? Next room?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's travel.
Well, technically, I don't know if you want to count that as a room.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Were you counting it when you quoted the 4 rooms?
I wasn't.
Oh, well then that was bonus number 5. That's the 5th room in the making, right?
Yeah. And this is mostly my nursery. Let me shut this dehumidifier off. This is mostly my fish nursery that's kind of blended in with some shrimp and stuff. These are the black rose I was talking about.
Oh, wow.
Which are a black variant of Neocaridina.
They certainly are black.
I actually got one of the craziest shrimp in here. It's a tricolor Neocaridina. Which tricolor in the shrimp world period is like unheard of. Now the odds of finding it may be slim. Oh, man, look at that black rose.
Wow.
It's just
that
shining.
is seriously like... That is like... perfect.
Yeah, I could have probably entered him.
Maybe that was first place right there.
Yeah.
But you didn't see it when you were collecting it, right? So it's one of those like, oh, just an undiscovered treasure.
Well, a lot of it was they only had the 2 categories, so it was like, who do I pick to put in there? You got so many variants and color types of Neocaridina. They didn't leave me much options, so.
Wow, look at this algae.
Yeah, more Goldia Decay. Like, these, they're one of my favorites. That's why I bred a lot of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks cool with the moss and then the cherries on top.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah, nice color contrast. Can't remember what type of algae that is.
Yeah.
And then I got some bush trying to grow there. Some Physodins in there. And down here is my scud tank. Which this is like a compost tank. What I'll do is I'll throw like my old lettuce and carrots, and you see there's some fruit peels in there. They don't care for the fruit peels as much, but you give them some carrots and lettuce, they eat it up, and then I feed those to my rainbow fish.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's got to be like #1 treat for those rainbows.
Oh man, they love them.
Mm-hmm.
Then down here's a bunch of a mixed group of rainbow fish that I bred out.
Nice.
We got pygmy rainbow fish, which are the blue ones.
Nice.
Then there's some dwarf neon. There's a Gertrude right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some red Waponga lasers in here as well.
Also a floating island of awesome moss.
Yeah, this is the Pilo moss as well.
That's awesome.
And up here we got orange line, and then those are the fish I just got off of Gary today. They're Rutus.
Okay, yeah.
A couple of assassin snails.
Nice.
a graveyard of neorites
Yeah.
from treating it with a pan-cured dog dewormer. I had worms.
Really? Because isn't that supposed to be snail safe?
Not for
It's shrimp
snails.
safe though, right?
It's shrimp safe.
Yeah, yeah.
Regular snails like ram's horn, palm
Yeah, yeah.
snails, they'll do okay, but neorites and mystery snails, they don't do good with.
Huh. Because I'm mostly a ram's horn guy, so I guess I haven't noticed the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, you won't have that.
I've never intentionally used it because usually I don't have that many neorites in one tank, I guess.
I keep looking at Corey, and then I look at the camera. I'm like, who should I look at?
That's all right. It's all right.
But okay, let's see. Up here, what are these? Upper Tor babies, Melanitania species. It's still unnamed.
Huh.
But Upper Tor River is where they came from. And they'll get like the goldish kind of look of the golden wonder killie when they get older.
And that's that one I fell in love with. We'll show later.
Yeah.
It looks like a little Anubias farm you got going.
Yeah, a bunch of Anubias, different types in there. Rangier, Bardier. I think there's some Petite in there.
Yeah.
A couple of Bushas in there as well. I used to have a lot of algae problems in here. And if you look down here, see that mulm? It's not like regular mulm. It's actually green.
Yeah.
And this is where you get a lot of your green water from. Now, if I didn't have this water lettuce in here, this would be growing a lot more algae and start turning a lot more green. But you can see it's actually kind of dying back here.
Yeah.
And that's just from adding the water lettuce.
Right, so it's starving it out.
Yeah, kind of just help balance the tank out.
Nice.
Then I got a big green water tank up there I use for breeding rainbow fish. Right now there's not really a whole lot in here besides orange shrimp. There's a ton of them in here. There is a couple baby red Waponga lasers, but yeah, if you look up here, you see all these orange shrimp.
So here's my
And a ton
question
of
for you.
moss.
Wow, there's a ton, right? My question is this. So if you're breeding rainbows in there, do the shrimp not eat the eggs? Or
No.
not enough of them? Or
They still hatch and
wow.
yeah. I've seen them. I've seen shrimp just pick around the eggs. They'll actually clean them sometime.
Yeah, I used to know a guy that bred a lot of Corridoras, and he would use juvenile shrimp to keep them from fungusing.
Yeah.
You know, so that's
That's
good
pretty
to know.
wild.
Yeah.
And the thing about this tank, it's glass too, so
Yeah.
there's no substrate in here.
Okay, so yeah, bare bottom.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one of my bare bottoms. Which normally you don't want to keep shrimp in a bare bottom, but since there's so much moss,
Yeah.
that it actually gives them something to hold on to.
Yeah.
This guy's like a half Riley right here. A half and half shrimp, half orange, half clear.
Yeah.
It's kind of rare. And pregnant. And down here I got some peacock gudgeons I'm planning on breeding.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's in the tube yet. I just added them a couple days ago.
Nice.
Over here I've got some dwarf neon rainbow fish. And there you can see some babies in there.
Nice.
And the group, the couple, I'm not sure. They're hiding in there somewhere.
See this? Oh wow, there's like super babies, and then there's ones that are raised up. So
Yeah.
what you're telling me is
Oh, look at that guy.
there's the pair, and those babies are raising up in here.
Right. Right. So the parents are
I gotta
still
get
in
me
here.
doing this. Yeah, this is
yeah.
awesome.
I'll show you another cooler tank outside. I got these in my
Okay.
pond actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll see kind of what they do out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
then down here I've got the Alani rainbow fish. The sea Alani, which is like the holy grail of rainbow fish. That's coming out of Gary's mouth.
Okay.
See that guy with the blue?
Wow. Yeah.
So I got an older one out in the garage I'll show you guys. And also the pygmy rainbow fish in here as well.
And you like sell some of this stuff, and like, or is this all for your collection at this point? Or?
I do sell some of it.
Okay, because I know people are gonna be like, I need this stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And if you guys want to buy, the best way to get a hold of me is either on Facebook, or I'm gonna have a website ready here in probably next week or two,
Okay.
which will be LRB Aquatics.
All right.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, I can endorse this stock because there's lots of stuff I want to buy, and you know, so it's like I know people will be watching this going, I want some of that. Oh, I liked that, you know. So room number 4, maybe 5, depends if we count that other little tiny room. So this is the garage, right?
Yep, this is the garage, and here I keep most of my rainbow fish that have grown out from my pond or from other breeding projects. We got Parkisoni, and then these are the upper Tor rivers as they get a little
Those are the
older.
ones I'm trying to wrangle off him for one of my own tanks.
And they're still juveniles, so they'll get a lot more colorful when they get older.
Nice.
You got turquoise in there as well. Some moss. This is a bronze crypt as well.
Mm-hmm.
Some Rotalia Colorado, which has seen better days. I pulled that out of the 180.
Okay, yeah.
And then it kind of melted back. You can see new growth here where the new growth actually looks pretty healthy.
Yeah, it does.
And
It's
I
nice and tight.
Yeah, I think it's because I had these on CO2.
Right.
So they're used to eating the CO2. But now it's starting to adapt without the CO2.
Yeah, and kind of this
so
back
the leaves
here
are growing
too,
more
yeah.
compact, and
Yeah, it's happening back there to that plant too.
that red in there, that's a mixed stem of Luigia arcuata that got in
Yeah.
there somehow.
I think this is the most blue Galeris Achilles that have ever been in one place.
Yeah.
I'm like, legitimately, I don't know anyone, because what is it, probably 30, 40 of them in here at least?
Yeah, and many people, they'll just keep them separated, but you can actually keep them as a community. They make
Yeah.
great community fish too. I keep them
Wow.
with tetras, rainbows, all kinds of stuff. There's a nice
Yeah, there's a
stuff.
lot of them in here. And so are you pulling spawning mops out of here, or what do you do?
I do pull spawning mops. I got a pair that I breed in a 10-gallon, and then I'll pull the
Okay.
spawning mops and put the eggs on peat.
Is there logic to it only being this full?
Well, this tank actually, it leaks. See,
Okay.
if you look down here, there's a water stain.
Oh.
So what I did is I dropped the water level down, and it actually quit leaking.
Took the pressure off, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, hey, I still want to use this tank. I don't want to buy a new one yet.
Yeah.
What do I put in it? Killifish, since they're natural jumpers.
That makes a lot of sense.
So now they can jump. I don't have to worry about a top, and I don't have to worry about changing out a tank. So
That's
it worked
awesome.
out real well. And this strain I actually got off AKA chairman member Robert Meyer.
Okay.
So
Seems like everything you keep's got like lineage of like, oh, this guy, you know,
Yeah.
you search out.
I try to stick with hobbyist
Yeah.
bred stuff, and I like to have that lineage.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Let's move wherever you want to move,
So
really.
you
Let's
can
go around this way. All right.
Go ahead and do these two little random tanks. And up here's more upper Tor rainbows.
Nice.
And thread needle leaf Java fern,
Mm-hmm.
which is a rare Java. Then down there's some mystery rainbows. I'm not really sure. They came out of a community tank, and since they were in a community tank, they were actually juveniles growing out. And since it's really looked down upon hybrid and
Right,
rainbow
yeah.
fish, I wanted to make sure I had them separated and actually see what comes out of them
Yeah, that makes sense.
before I actually put them in elsewhere. Then
All
over
right.
here we got this is a new soft water tank. Now, I've always had hard water
Mm-hmm.
and recently got an RO system
Okay.
because I wanted to start a new breeding project, breeding tetras, because it's really hard to find good tetras and stuff around here
Mm-hmm.
because the wholesalers, the bacterial infections and stuff like that,
Right.
it can be a real pain to treat sometimes.
Yep.
So I would like to get to breeding those, and I love small fish. So that's the big.
I'll be impressed when you start breeding lots of tetras and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. Let me take that back. I'm already impressed. I'll be more impressed even when you're cranking out tetras and stuff like that. Like,
I just can't wait to see like a big cloud of just like cardinals or something swimming.
I want to come back in a year and I want you to teach me how you're colony breeding something like that, and I'll be like, oh, I will definitely set that
That
up.
would be interesting. If
Yeah.
I could colony
If you
breed
find that
tetras.
secret,
Yeah.
I want in on that just so that I can enjoy that type of thing.
And up here I've got, these are a fish that I pulled out of my pond. So they're all being treated right now.
And do you always treat when you pull back in from the pond?
Yeah, I try to, just because you never know what comes out of them.
Sure.
Which I've got some ornate rainbow fish and some turquoise in this one.
Nice.
And some dwarf neons over here.
And how old, like, that's in my opinion, a big dwarf neon. Like, how old is that thing, you think? Like, how long, like...
He's probably a year old.
Okay.
Yeah. Since I have so many tanks, sometimes fish don't get pulled right away.
Sure.
But it's not a bad thing because they just grow up anyways.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're ready to go, so. And then over here I got another pygmy.
Okay. Nice. Is this a 75-gallon divided? Is that what this is?
It is, but it's a little shorter. So
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
true.
it's quite 75. I
Yeah.
really don't like the divided tank.
Hmm.
Because when I've actually lost a bunch of fish in here
Yeah.
because I was changing the water, and what happens is the chlorine catches up in here, and it doesn't. It's kind of hard.
Weird.
If you don't treat it right.
Yeah. So if you don't put like 1/3 dechlorinator, 1/3 dechlorinator, 1/3 dechlorinator type of deal, or
You actually had to put all the dechlorinator over here pretty much,
huh?
and then actually the best thing to do is do it towards the end.
Okay.
Because then the water's actually, if you put all the dechlor in first off the bat, then you'll have issues because there's like a build-up here because the water actually goes underneath the glass here, but it's so minute it's not pushing all the chlorine.
Okay.
So the best thing to do is to actually dose it out later. Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, that's never a fun one to learn.
No, but failure is the mother to success. So you got to keep trying.
Yep.
And here, this used to be an algae tank, but I recently planted it, and the algae is actually starting to die back
Yeah.
a little more, just because the plants are taken away from it. But got some mascara barbs in there.
Yep.
Those are harder to find.
They are, and you don't see people that give them like an entire tank, a 125 like this.
Oh, and if you get them in a school, they look amazing.
Mhm.
I used to have more of them. But I would love to breed them. I think they need to be a little older before they start breeding, though. I did breed the filamentous barbs, and that's what made me want to get these guys.
Okay.
Because it's a different type of mascara barb. There's three types, I believe. The
Yeah.
Rohani, the filamentous, and then the similis. That's what these are, the similis.cs. And I also keep them with the arowana up here.
Yeah, a little
The silver
smaller guy.
arowana.
What made you get that? Because that seems so different than everything else you keep. Like, I assume that's not a breeding project, and like
Yeah.
it just seems random so far.
It is random for me, and I bought a 75 one time with a huge arowana, and my girlfriend didn't like it just because it was always snapping at her and stuff,
Yeah.
and I ended up getting rid of it. But I kind of secretly liked them a little bit,
Yeah.
so I did buy a couple arowanas to flip, which I rarely flip fish, and he just grew on me, so I decided to keep him.
Well, that's the reason to keep a fish, you
Yeah.
know.
And he's pretty personable. That's what I like about him.
Nice.
And up here, see, what are these? These are red Waponga laser rainbow
that's quite a
fish.
few.
Yeah, there's also a bunch of cherry shrimp in there as well.
Yeah. See some on the airstone.
They like to hang out on the bottom. The bottom's got a little bit of moss on it.
Oh yeah.
And then the other tank over there, it's just mostly...
It's got a rad like algae bridge.
Yeah. Which that actually just bubbled up
That's pretty cool.
recently from oxygen.
That's pretty cool. Like the underside, you can see the shrimp like eating and cleaning, and yeah.
And I usually use these as my breeding tanks, these 40s up there. There's actually, you can see a baby fish up there, which
Oh,
ought
yeah.
to be a baby pygmy
Yeah.
rainbow fish. Which I actually didn't get that many out of this batch. I'm not really sure why.
It's the other part that's blowing my mind too. You have snails also, and it's like in my mind, it was always snails and shrimp are gonna eat the eggs. I gotta get those out of there, and like clearly you're proving it wrong about 50 times over for me. So
Yeah.
you know, and I love to see that because real practice, not, just keyboard warrior on the internet saying, oh, I do it or don't do it. It's like, you're not here to prove anything. You're just going, no, this is the way I do it. Like, I'm not trying to convince anyone. I'm just showing you what I do. And I'm just like, man, this is awesome.
And you never know for yourself until you try.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little terrarium I built the other day. I'm out of stuff from the backyard.
Nice.
Just a little change of pace.
Sure, you gonna get like any Anubias or anything going in there?
I actually do. I got some Abution here and some Bacopa. Let me take this down real quick. It's actually pretty fun to build.
I think you did a video on it, right?
Yeah, I did do a video on it.
I think I saw it. That's pretty cool.
But it only cost me the glass bottle.
And some use and plants you had.
Yeah, but that didn't really cost me anything.
Sure. Propagate them.
Yeah. It kind of makes me want to have a big tank of this too, though.
Like just drain this out of water and just do a giant terrarium.
But then I gotta choose, okay, fish or.
And then you're gonna go like all of a sudden you're gonna be like a poison dart frog guy. And, yeah.
I did think about doing that actually.
I think they're beautiful.
Yeah. I think it would be neat to have a tank like that.
I'm just afraid I'll get addicted to it, and they're expensive, or they can be very expensive.
My hardest part would be, okay, I got this tank, but I want fish.
Mm-hmm.
Do I really want to dedicate that tank to a terrarium? That's the hardest
I pretty much always want fish, so.
If I had space, yes. But I've only got so much space.
Sure. You only got 4 1/4 fish rooms so far.
Right. Then down here I got another mixed tank of community fish. We got the pencil fish down here, some Gertrudes,
Nice.
some Augustifolia hygrophilia. I really like that plant.
I like that plant a lot too.
It'll throw purple flowers if you let it
Wow,
grow
I've never
out.
seen. I've grown it out, but I never grew the purple flowers. So.
Out of the water. If you
Yeah,
grow it out.
I grew it out, but it never flowered because I was running it under. This was probably 6-7 years ago. I only had just a shop light on it, so it wasn't very high light, and I didn't have any light above it. So it grew like it would have grown to like here, and then everything above it wasn't getting light because it was above the light. So I didn't suspend the light.
Yeah.
So,
I bet you if you would have had that light suspended, you'd definitely have gotten the flowers.
but this is one of my favorite kind of breeding plants ever. Actually, I just love because it's super hardy and it gets to be dense and it will grow up out of the water and there's a lot of things I like about it. So this was one of the few plants in my older fish rooms that I would just propagate to like every tank. You get that plant like I just like this. Yep, in this tank, in this tank, in this tank.
It's
And,
a cool looking plant. Got
yeah.
that willow look to it. I've always been a fan of willow trees and stuff, and that's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah.
And these are actually softwood driftwood pieces I pulled out of my backyard.
Wow.
And I had to use a brick to tie them down. But being the soft wood, I mean, the shrimp and plecos just love it.
So I was just gonna make a note of that. Of like, I don't think I've seen a single Plecostomus yet.
There aren't plecostomus.
Just in this tank though, or like, do you run them in many other tanks at all?
I think it is just this tank.
Wow.
Yeah. There's some bristlenose in here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do a whole lot with plecos.
Sure.
I just haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet.
Yeah, I guess. So you can get, plenty addicted to that too.
Yeah. Oh, there's one, the older Alani. She's in a bad light right now. There he goes.
Yeah. You can get that color as soon as he moves in the right light.
Yeah. I got some Herbert Axelrodi in here.
Yeah, the yellow guys, yep.
Yeah. I had a lot of people asking me to breed those more.
They're not super common. I mean, they show up on lists every once in a while, but they're not that common, yeah.
Also got some dwarf neons in here as well.
Nice.
Let's see, I think. Oh, my glass cats.
Oh.
Back here too, I got a nice school of glass cats, about 10 or so of them.
Yeah, they're hiding in the back.
I'll feed them,
but-
they'll probably come in.
Okay. Oh, I can see him through the...
Yeah, through that Anubias down there.
Yeah.
It's really cool when they actually come out as a whole school.
I bet.
I've actually got some footage of that. I plan on doing for a Super Species Sunday someday. Yeah, here you can see they're starting to come out a little bit.
Yeah, let me get a better angle here.
It's really cool when they get that light on them just right. They get like this blue sheen to them.
Yeah, I've got one picture I took. It's almost like a blue-green shimmer to them.
Yeah, it's really neat. Like they glow for a second.
Yeah, I managed to capture it in a picture. It's one of my favorite pictures. I usually default to like, yep, that's the best picture I've ever taken of a fish.
I got them on a video doing that.
Nice.
They were schooling one day.
Ooh, more of the blues.
More of the blue star antlers.
I like those guys.
These guys look cool in low light too, which I can't really do right now.
Sure.
But it does look neat when you pull the light up forward. Because it gives the back a kind of darker background, which makes the blue pop out of them
Mm-hmm.
a lot more.
Yeah, nice big females there.
Oh yeah. Big reason why the females are big like that is because they're actually mixed with guppies.
Okay.
And then down here, we got more dwarf neon colony. So you see all
wow, yeah, yeah.
right here, and then you see the adults back there.
Are you kidding me? Like, there's not even cover.
No cover. I don't even know what they're spawning on.
This is mind-blowing. And there's snails and... Like, I feel like I'm in Bizarro World. Like, this shouldn't work, and yet it is. Man, I got some work to do when I get home.
And the way I learned that they were colony breeders, I actually did read that in a book.
Wow.
But it was an older book.
Okay, so the internet didn't corrupt your mind. It was a book of someone's actual, actual experience.
Old school book. Go to Half Price Book, buy you some old aquarium books. You'll learn some good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. And then in here, I've got a bunch of dwarf neon babies and a pink flamingo crypt.
Yeah, that thing, that is on my to-do list. I got to get me some of those.
I've been waiting for it to split another one.
Beautiful.
I'll be happy when it does.
Beautiful.
And at Bozemonte, I was treating for some, I don't know if it was skin flukes or what it was, but it had like this, looked like dead skin all the way down its body. Kind
Weird.
of.
Yeah.
I treated it with some General Cure and
You got it, huh?
cured it right up, yeah.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah. So he'll be getting his new home, which I got my common rainbow fish tank. It's actually upstairs in my bedroom.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll be able to see that.
No, that's fine. We can leave something. That's why you got to go to his channel. You can watch that. We won't even fit every tank on there today. Yeah.
Which I actually did my on Thursdays. I do this old tank, which I'll feature one of my old tanks on there and kind of give a history of it and everything. And it actually features that tank on there.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And that was episode 5. And then in here, let's see, what are these? Baby Bomanis. Which is a rainbow fish as well.
Yeah.
They're probably pretty hungry. And then this is like a double cross line of my rainbow tiger antlers, where I was trying to double cross them over again.
Wow, look how many fish are in there. That's the impressive. This is a 20, right?
Yeah, this is a 20.
And just Crypt Garden.
Once again, with the crypts and the endlers.
Yeah, you're onto something with the crypts and the endlers.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
yeah.
that's a
They love
good thing.
And if you see, there's not really a whole lot of substrate
Yeah,
in here
they're just
either.
anchoring whatever they can get in.
Like when I threw this crypt in here, I just pretty much threw the crypt in there. Like most of this substrate is just what hung onto the root system.
Sure.
Let's see, over here I got my pair of angelfish Philippine blues.
Nice.
Who's the other one in it?
Oh, it's in the back. It's just the
Okay.
reflection. There's a reflection on the glass that... Yeah, I can see them both.
I started getting green water in here once I added that T5 up there.
Oh, yeah, it's casting some more
it's
light
been
down.
helping growing that.
Yeah.
Which this is actually the tank with the Millennium Orange Rainbow babies in it.
Oh, yeah, I can see
Which
some.
they need this green water to actually grow up.
Yep.
He's still tiny though. He's probably like a month old. At least, and he's still a fry.
Yep.
Yeah, little guy. Then in here, I got these angelfish from a lady who works at a store. She wanted to make sure they got a good home, so she gave them to me. I'm not quite sure what they are. I think they're mixed hybrids.
Yeah.
Also got some Signifer rainbow fish back there as well.
Nice. That's not too common to have the pseudomogils.
It looks like there's a female Parkinsoni that's back there too.
Yeah, I haven't noticed. I noticed maybe one other tank, but you don't do a lot of the pseudomogil rainbows.
I know.
Besides, well, I mean, two different types of Gertrude at this point.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't show you the red neons.
I saw them. Yeah, we didn't go over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are probably my favorite pseudos. Are the red neons?
They're pretty good.
They're
like
pretty
I
good.
sell them in my store. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. You're just like rainbow production master.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love my rainbow.
you're cranking
fish.
them out for sure.
The dwarf neons, just those colors, man.
Yeah.
I love them.
And are these like F1s? Well, these might be F2s or something. Did you get them from Gary? Or?
These are actually from store bought.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. And in here, I think I got one of them baby red neons in here. Which those things will breed super young. Like this big. Like
Wow.
when they're almost fry size, they'll start breeding. It's crazy. I don't know where he is though. There's only one in there. Doesn't make for a good show if he doesn't show.
That's right. That's a no-show, really.
Right. And here, what are these? Cali rums. I forgot I had the Cali rum species, which that's the location, I believe, is the Cali rum is the location. I don't think they have a name.
Fair enough.
No, yeah, that does it for this.
Backing up, backing the train up.
And here we got a lonely old neon.
Yeah.
He has these lesions on his side, and I think he was a big issue of why I was having issues with my saltwater tank, so I kept him separate.
Yeah.
Then in here is mostly empty.
Yeah.
I do got the blue Glarus over here that I spawn in the mops, and they spawn all day long. Like they are non-stop. But I'm gonna use this tank for, or this whole rack's gonna be my soft water breeding project.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I haven't got the fish into it quite yet.
Yeah.
I did get some mystery babies in here.
Oh, from moving a plant in or something like that?
Yeah, but I'm
Who
not
knows
really
where
seeing
they-
them. I think I saw one earlier. They're probably about all dead, just because I haven't been able to feed them.
Super small fry and away for a few days.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's sometimes all it takes.
They need food
Yeah.
a lot more than bigger fish. Like you should, when raising up fish, especially fry, I would say it'd be smart to feed them at least 2, if not 3 times a day. Just because they digest faster, metabolize faster.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's most of them, right? Yeah.
And I'm excited to get this going because I got more tanks on the back. Too.
Yeah.
Then we can go out and do the pond.
Yeah, we can do that. So now we're outside, and no joke, that is steam coming out the ponds because he heats these ponds. We're outside. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning at this point. Neighbors have to assume we're insane. He's got a rad cat. It's like a Bengal cat that came out and visited us. Like, it's super awesome. But we're here for the fish. So these are, and these stay year round, right?
Year round, yeah, all year round.
Wow, look at the
People
fry.
think
Look at
I'm
the fry.
crazy for doing it. Yeah, those are all, I think those are all Cali rum or either Beaumonty. I can't remember.
Nice.
Yeah, which we can take these tops off too.
Okay. The first time, by the way, it's the first time I've ever gotten to use my night light on my camera. Never shot in the actual dark.
Now we're doing a little night fishing.
Yeah.
And here I've got the red Wapanga lasers.
So
And you can actually see, should be some fry in there. Yeah, there's some little bitty babies right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know
Like
if I
I-
can. I'll pick it up, but there are. I can see them.
Recently stuck these
And
guys out
there's
here.
the
so
adults, like, right there. Yeah. This is so insane. Like, that. I don't know if you guys can see all the, like, the steam, you know? It's just a bizarre... You know, you have tropical ponds. Let's be
Yeah,
real here.
yeah.
Tropical ponds.
In Indiana, it's probably, what, 40 degrees now?
Oh, I'll tell you what, it ain't warm. I'm going to tell you that right now.
And then in here I got red Iranian babies.
Nice. Are they Red Iranian as in, so those are the neons? Or no, Red Iranian is I know what you're talking about. It's the one that gets confused with the Millennium Red sometimes.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Quite a few of those in there. And then here's another dwarf neon colony.
And more of those rare crypts.
Got more of the Hudori.
Nice.
Usually a lot more of these in here. They're all asleep
Oh, yeah,
pretty much,
there.
see?
Yeah.
They're just really slow right now because they're sleeping.
Yeah, they had no light for the last 6 hours or whatever it was.
And a little trick to catching fish sometimes too is wait till they fall asleep and flip the light on them. You can catch them like that.
Nice. And what temps the water are you thinking here, roughly?
Let's see. I don't know if there's a... here's a gauge. See, in here we're about 80 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of the ponds
Look at those
tubs will vary.
I mean, this is cool that you've got. I don't know. This is pretty cool. I haven't seen something like this before. I mean, that's.
As much as people think I'm crazy for doing it, I love it. I mean.
Well, and that's the most important part. If you're loving it, then.
Well, people worry if I have a power outage during the wintertime, which last winter I actually did.
Yeah.
But luckily I have my water heater's running off gas, so I can always
you just water change it? Yeah.
Just slowly put warm water in there and I can get away with it for a while.
Right, yeah.
And if you look here, see that flower?
Yeah.
It's from a corkscrew valve.
Yeah, there you go. You don't see that every day.
No.
Yeah, you can see them throwing little flowers up all around.
But you'll see a lot more of that in this tub over here.
Oh, there's more. There's
Which
more.
is my big pond. And this is what I use to grow out a lot of my young rainbows.
I thought this was a hot tub over here.
Almost is.
Wow. Split bar.
Just custom that spray bar out of some PVC.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of corkscrew valve.
Here you can see, look at all those rainbows just chilling.
Yeah.
I think there's some dwarf neon, some alanites, and pygmies, and some others, I think, some turquoise. Oh, there's a blue phantom placo right there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see him often.
I have to say that's the first blue phantom I've seen kept in a pond outside.
Yeah.
Besides, I guess, at a farm.
There are 2 of them in here, too.
Nice.
I was hoping they'd breed. But since it's hard water, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know much about breeding placos.
Fair enough.
Just a little bit, give them a cave and let them do their thing.
Look at all these little flowers. Like, that's what all these are up at top. It's the flowers are sending up. That's awesome. Yeah.
And all this water ends up going down to a sump filter down below as well.
Nice.
And during the summertime, I'll grow vegetables and herbs around.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. This is a super cool setup.
You know, I like the reason I kept this rock too is it's nice to have a dry area for like your nets and stuff like that,
Sure.
so you're not getting them in the dirt and everything.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's the second half. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you check out his channel, check out his fish. Hopefully, I've gotten some of his fish by now. Who knows? But I'm putting an order in. I've already ordered some of his shrimp. You've seen it in my fish room, and now he's bona fide, winning some awards for him, stuff like that. So where can you go wrong? So make sure you check him out. Thanks for hanging out. Taco on.